Hello there, I'm Babs from Protect Your Empire, and today I'm coming to talk to you about cookies policies. What is it? Why do you need it? What the hell do you have to do? So unfortunately, a cookie isn't a delicious little treat. A cookie is a small text file that is placed on your devices, not really as exciting as the treat, and it works every time you use your device or use your computer to access a website or an app, okay? So why do you need to care about this? Well, because if you're an online business owner or any business owner that has an online presence, chances are you are tracking cookies that users and visitors to your website are creating whenever they access your page. Now, you might not know what to do with this, you might not know where it is or how you can access it, but there's a really good chance that your website developer has put these in the background of your website, okay? And to be perfectly honest, it's a legal requirement, okay? So you just need a cookies policy, you just need to have it. And that is wherever you are in the world, okay? I'm going to be speaking specifically about EU law, but it's broadly the same everywhere else. And yes, it still applies to the UK. So, as I mentioned, cookies are these small little text files, okay? And they come with you whenever you access a website or an app. So whether it's from your phone or a computer, you kind of leave these little text files all around the internet. And whenever you get to a website and it knows that you've been there before and it says, "Hey Babs, nice to see you back," that's cookies that does that, okay? So as a business owner, you need to have a policy that says what cookies you use and why you have them, what purpose they have, okay? Now there's things known as essential cookies, and you don't need consent for those because without those you couldn't run your website. But when you see that pop up on websites, that's for non-essential cookies, and that's to allow things like a better user experience, for things to be more efficiently laid out on the website, that kind of thing. And that's the first thing. You need to make sure that your website has a pop-up that says allow cookies, and you'll have seen this everywhere, and it has to come up every single time a person accesses the website. So generally, cookies are used to track people, to track their behaviour, not necessarily individually but as a group. They're used, as I mentioned, to improve the experience of the website, and they're just generally used to make the website more functional. So there are a few things that you need to include in your cookies policy, right? And your cookies policy is basically you disclosing to the world what you use cookies for. And first you have to distinguish between session cookies and persistent cookies. So session cookies are ones that are only there when you're on the website or the app, okay? They disappear afterwards. So they're known as session cookies because they only last for one browsing session. Then you have persistent cookies, okay, that sit on your device between sessions. So that's like if you go and look up flights on Skyscanner, go away and then a week later come back and it remembers what you searched before. That is persistent cookies, okay? And you need to describe what these are in your cookies policy. You also need to mention what you use cookies for, okay? So that is going to be things like functional cookies, to remember preferences, to personalise experiences, to make things run better. That all needs to be disclosed in your cookies policy. It's pretty standard for a lot of websites, but you should check with your website developer just to make sure there's nothing specific going on for your site. And then if you have things like Google Analytics built into your website, that's a third-party cookie, and Google puts those cookies onto your site. So you need to disclose that as well. Now there's a new law coming out. It's meant to be next year. It was actually originally meant to come out when GDPR came into force, which was May 2017, so it's very delayed. But we're now thinking kind of first half to mid 2020. And it's become known as the e-privacy regulation or the new cookie law. Now the directive that's already out to do with cookies already requires you to have this cookies policy in place, to get consent, all the things I've been talking about. But this new law is going to allow people to have more rights to compensation and rights to recourse if a company breaches their obligations, okay? So it's bringing like GDPR with personal data and the cookies stuff in line, all right? So it's going to make it easier for people to come against you as a business if you don't comply with these rules. Now at Protect Your Empire, we can prepare these cookies policies for you. We can get in touch with you. We can understand exactly what cookies you have on your website, and we can make sure that your cookies policy not only exists, which is the legal requirement, but it discloses everything that it needs to, and that it's compliant with these new laws that are coming into force, okay? This isn't an optional thing. This isn't something you might do down the line. This is something you really need to take seriously, and you have to have on your website, your landing page, your app, whatever it is you're running. I'm Babs from Protect Your Empire. Make sure to subscribe to this channel, hit a big thumbs up below, drop me any comments with any questions that you have, and I'll speak to you soon.